Whether I'm using them or not, I'm learning what they are. So when I know somebody that need to get them, hey, watch time hours is one of those things you don't want to do nothing extra to get them. You just go back and improve on those things that got you watches in the first place, because you don't want to be having to go live every day, because then the next thing you know, for the next 20 years, you're going to be stuck going live every day. Like, man, I need to go live so I can keep up my watch hours. Nah, 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 nah. You need to figure out which of your videos get watched and recopy that process, make more of that so people watch more of the video versus you trying to go live every day. Because, hey, that's the trap right there, because then you'll get the watch hours, but then you'll be stuck going live every day to keep up with watch hours. Oh, no, 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 no. We want to make content that people are actually watching, so they don't just watch 4 minutes and 20 seconds of the video. They watch 4 hours and 30 minutes of a live, because guess what? That's what they want to see, anyways. Man, hey, it's a process. It's definitely a process. That's just like these videos. Hell, I be watching the hell out of these shits, and then I gotta remember I can't watch them all damn day because I gotta rewatch them to record. And then if the recording don't go right, I gotta re-record it to get the recording right. So now I done watched the same video 10 times in 1 week. Then you be bored and falling asleep during that motherfucker, but it happens.
Bad trip reports on 5-MeO-DMT. Existential horror. Pure horror. Facing psychedelic terror. Unimaginable depths of terror. And I ended up praying to Jesus
Yeah, as
Christ.
long as you
Yeah,
don't
it's
mind
not a
going
super
live
fun
every
way to
day, go
spend your
ahead and go
Sunday
live
afternoon.
every day.
Honestly,
Hell
as a
yeah,
word of
get that
caution,
work.
if you're prone to
Hustlemania.
existential anxiety, I would shy away from reading any bad trip reports altogether. Now, it seems like a common theme in these reports that people actually think that they're about to die or actually dying while on the drug. Now, I don't know about you, but taking a drug that makes me believe I'm actually dead and now my only
Hey,
friends are
that's what
Casper
we
the
do.
Ghost, the Grim Reaper,
At
and
work, putting
Harambe
in
totally
work.
sounds like a blast. Not. One reason for these reoccurring death themes in
Fourth and
trips
fifth
might be that
dimensional.
5-MeO-DMT is one of the
Shouts
only
out to Mr.
psychedelics that
Putty
has
It.
the actual capability to kill you.
Get
You
him to
see,
say his
usually
name better
psychedelics
for
can't
you.
kill you unless you do something really dumb under the influence. 5-MeO-DMT is different though, because unlike most psychedelics, this drug has caused death in at least 2 cases, with the 3 major causes being, quote, suffocation after vomiting, lung shutting down, and cardiac arrest. One interesting trip report I found about 5-MeO-DMT wrote, I cannot emphasize enough how incredibly weird, alien, and utterly cosmic this felt. Like I'd broken some type of rule and I'd entered an entirely different universe of some type. If you ask me, 5-MeO-DMT is nothing to mess with at all. Before we get into the last entry on this list, I want to make 2 quick notes. One, this video was actually a top 10, not top 5, but because of time reasons, we cut it in half. With that being said, the second part to this video is even crazier than this first part you're currently watching. Due to the nature of this video, it's rather risky for me to post videos like this, so unless you guys really want part 2, I likely won't post it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see the next even more crazy compounds, please tell me you want it in the comments, and maybe if this video gets 20,000 likes, we'll do it. So with that being said, let's get to the last entry
20K
on
likes,
this
goddamn.
list, technically the first half, Duster. I know what you might be thinking. What on earth do you mean by duster? The nickname your elementary school bully gave you in 4th grade? A brush for dusting furniture? An American indie rock band from San Jose, California that was formed in 1996? Okay, nobody was thinking that one. No, I mean air duster. Air duster is the one drug that I can't state this clearly enough, you never want to use. And the reason is way more insidious than you may think. Duster kills your brain cells. By the way, air duster is not just compressed air in a can. The reason air duster is actually considered a drug is because it's mostly a refrigerant, not air. And because this gas is heavier than air, when most people are using it, their voice becomes very deep. And my voice gets really low and sounds like a monster. Basically, when you inhale, the chemical replaces all of the oxygen in your lungs and removes carbon dioxide in the same way that regular air does. All the while, your body is getting tricked into thinking that it's inhaling oxygen because there's no carbon dioxide building up. This causes the user to get hypoxic, which is basically another word for painless brain suffocation. Essentially, duster makes you suffocate without your brain sending you into fight or flight mode, which often causes euphoria as a byproduct. This might sound cool or fun until you realize that every time you get high, you're giving yourself insane amounts of brain damage. This is because your brain can only bear around 2 to 5 minutes of hypoxia before your brain cells die permanently. To make things even worse, usually duster abusers will use this stuff for hours on end, or until they pass out. So instead of just minutes of killing their brain cells, they're doing it for hours a day. According to numerous anecdotal sources I've seen across online, this is one of the hardest
That
drugs
ain't
in the
cool,
world
is
to
it?
quit. I know this sounds ridiculous, but this is a reoccurring theme on this list. For example, in a post titled My Story of Air Duster Addiction, one user on Reddit wrote about how addictive this stuff can really be. In this post, he writes about the first time he tried it. Quote, "One blast and I was done for. I felt like I needed to feel this way for the rest of my life. I cannot describe